Rock.
All right. Um, Today we've got Ryan Levesque, five-time Inc. 5000 CEO, best-selling author. Ryan has done over $60 million in his business in the last few years alone, using this framework we're talking about today, quiz funnels. Ryan, how you doing?
Thomas, it's awesome to be here, man. I'm so glad that we could have this conversation.
Absolutely, man. Well, one of the first things that I want to ask you, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, the brief bio is, I grew up in New Hampshire, working class. Neither of my parents went to college. First in my family to go to college. At university, I studied neuroscience and Chinese. Always been obsessed with the brain and language acquisition, and worked on Wall Street after that. And then I moved to China for about 5 years. And then in 2008, when we were in the middle of the world financial crisis, the company that I was working for was about to go out of business, and I was about to lose my job. And so I kind of used that as my sign from the universe that maybe this is the time to do something different. I'd always dreamed of someday starting my business, and that's exactly what I did. And I started my first business. First month in business, we made $370 in our first month. And then within a year and a half, we're doing about $25,000 a month. And then a little bit later, we were doing about $100,000 a month. And before I knew it, we had built a multi-million-dollar business with 80 employees and all sorts of cool stuff. So, from very humble beginnings, we built the business that we've built here today. And it's all using the framework that we're going to be talking about. That's kind of like the secret sauce, which is what's known as a quiz funnel.
Awesome. Well, let's dive right into it. What is a quiz funnel?
So a quiz funnel in a nutshell is it's very different from an online quiz. So if you've ever taken, what we're not talking about is like one of those, time wasting quizzes that you may have seen like on BuzzFeed, like what Disney character is your dog, or something like that. It's like not one of those quizzes. What we're talking about is when someone lands on your website, you begin by asking a series of questions, just like a doctor, whereby you are diagnosing their situation so you can prescribe the best next step. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to not only better sell to your audience, but it allows you to better serve that audience at the same time. So there are all sorts of benefits to that, but I'll pause there. That, in a nutshell, is what a quiz funnel is all about.
Okay. Well, how did you get started actually creating quiz funnels and training other people to use that in their businesses, product, service based? Where'd this start?
Yeah, so my very first business that I started was in a tiny, random, obscure niche market. I'm almost like embarrassed to say it out loud, but whatever, this is what it is. Was in the Scrabble tile jewelry market. So teaching people how to make jewelry using Scrabble tiles and origami paper. I know, it's like the weirdest thing ever. But I learned in that market that in order to sell successfully, we had to ask questions in order to figure out what product was right for people. And so we grew that business to a few $1,000s a month. That led me to create a business in the orchid care space, caring for the flowers, yet another weird niche market, which led me to my parents wondering, what am I doing with my life? And so I had to please them and created a business in the memory market, which at least used my kind of education background in neuroscience, so that kind of made them a little bit happier. And I proceeded to go into 23 different weird niche markets. And what I found is I was, at that time of my career, I was trying all of these different things, all the things that you try. And the thing that kept working better than anything else was using what's now known as an ask method quiz funnel. It wasn't known as that at the time, but that was really what it was. And so that kind of led me to sort of phase two of my career, which was when big companies started reaching out and asking for help building and designing, creating these quiz funnels in their business, for their business. And so I had big companies like Proactive, skincare company, reaching out, the parent company of Mead, at a glance planners, like the notebooks, reaching out, asking for help building quizzes. And I even built quiz funnels partnering with two businesses that led to 9-figure exits. One was in the golf space, and we had an exit to the TV company NBC on a golf quiz that we built to over 5,000 people a day taking, and we just built this massive audience and this massive business on the back of this. I built a business with a partnership with a company in the business funding space. We created something called Loan Builder, which was a quiz to figure out what type of business loan is right for you. That led to an acquisition by PayPal for like $180 million. So we had all of these successes doing this in all these different markets. And no, I didn't walk away with $186 million. I had a tiny, tiny, tiny little piece of that. But still, it was a nice payday. And what it did is it led me to realize that this is an incredibly powerful strategy. And that's what led me to create our current business here today, which is teaching, training, and arming entrepreneurs with the education and the technology to build this in their business. And we've built a technology company that's over 12,000 of these quiz funnels has been built on that technology platform. It's called Bucket. We have over 30 million people every year take a quiz through our platform. So we have access to more data, more information, more insight than anyone else in the world on this specific methodology. And it's been responsible for the success in our business. And more importantly, it's been responsible for the success of literally thousands of entrepreneurs from total beginners who are literally like starting completely from scratch, generating their first sale, to multi-million-dollar companies and everyone in between.
Wow, that's really amazing. When you think about, I guess, what's the kind of that secret sauce, what are the benefits for business owners using and creating quiz funnels? Like, why is there a benefit there?
There are three big benefits that I'll talk about. So the first one is incredibly cheap traffic. And here's the reason why. So with a quiz funnel, you can often cut your cost per lead by anywhere from 30 to 90% or more. And the reason for that is when someone takes a quiz, a well-designed quiz funnel, you can't just slap a fake quiz on your website. There's a lot of science and psychology behind doing this well and doing this right. But when you have a well-designed quiz funnel in your business, what happens is people get a tremendous amount of value from it and they share it with their friends. They share it with their colleagues. And that shared traffic, that referral traffic, is free. So it drives down your overall cost per lead because people are just passing it to their friends. That's the first force. Second force with turns into cheap traffic is that when you promote your quiz, either organically or with paid advertising on a platform like Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or any one of these social media platforms, Facebook wants a good user experience for its users. And when they see a piece of content that's getting a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of shares, they'll expand the reach of that content. Well, quizzes are one of these things that you'll see people, if you've got a well-designed quiz funnel, in the comment thread of your post, people will post their results. They'll say, oh, I got type A, I'm type G, I'm type I, I'm type C. They'll click the like button, they'll click the love button, they'll hit the share button with their friends. And so when Facebook sees that, they expand your organic reach and they make it much less expensive for you to advertise. So you're winning on the back end with referral traffic, you're winning on the front end with the additional exposure. So the net effect is it drives down your cost per lead. So cheap traffic is force number one. Everyone always wants to know, okay, so it's great to get cheap leads, but how do these leads convert into clients? Like, can they actually convert? Well, that's big benefit number two, incredibly high conversion. And the reason for that is you can customize, after someone takes your quiz, the messaging you put in front of people, the testimonials that you share, the content that you share, the product or the offer that you put in front of people. And so the net effect is you can often double or triple your sales conversion rate of those leads compared to one-size-fits-all marketing where everybody sees the same message, everybody gets the same content, everybody gets the same offer. So that's force number two. And then force number three is incredibly fast results. And what I mean by that is this isn't one of these strategies that takes a long time to build up. You know, like, for example, building a podcast. Podcasts are great, but it takes a long time to build your audience. Yeah. A quiz, because people interact with it right away. It's not like an ebook that, you know, you get the ebook, and what do we do with ebooks? You know, you get the ebook, oh, that looks interesting. You download it, and what do? You save it to that folder on your hard drive, and you're like, I'll get to that later, right? A quiz is real time. You take the quiz, you get your results instantly. It's interactive content. You engage with it right away. So the results come incredibly fast. And I'll just give you an example of this. Like, we have a client literally just the other day. Her name is Dawn Terwilliger and her husband Tom. They're in the fitness space. They're fitness sort of experts. They created a quiz, launched their quiz with the help of our team, and they got 60 people to take their quiz in a week, which is not like a huge number, right? I mean, like 60 people. One of those people reached out to them and said, hey, like, this quiz was so insightful. I learned so much about myself. Like, I want to know, how do I work with you guys? And this was a total stranger, had never heard of them before. They didn't know who this person was, signed up for a $10,000 fitness package, all based on the experience that they had in the quiz. So you get fast results, you get high conversion, you get cheap leads. And as I mentioned in my opening comments, the most important thing is that this is a strategy you can feel really good about ethically and morally, because not only are you better selling, like you're going to win, you're going to make more money and all of that, but you're better serving your customers. You're better serving your clients. So it's a win-win across the board. So I could go on and on and on, but just, in the limited time that we have, those are some of the reasons why quiz funnels are so effective and why I get so fired up about using them and helping people use them in their business.
So let me switch gears for a quick second. All that sounds amazing. We have a lot of business owners in our Mindset to Money community. Some of them are product-based businesses. Some of them are service. Some of them are digital, brick and mortar. It sounds very techy, the quiz funnel thing. You have to be a digital product for this to work?
That's a great question. So what we're talking about here can be complicated if you don't have access to the right information, the right training, the right tools, the right resources. If you try to do this on your own, it's kind of like, imagine building your house from scratch, having never done this before. It's like, where do you even begin? But what you're gonna find is that there is simplicity on the far side of complexity. So because we've been doing this for the last decade plus, what we've identified are the few important things that really move the needle. And we have business owners in all sorts of different types of businesses. In fact, we've got 5 different types of businesses that typically do really well with a quiz funnel. First is physical e-commerce businesses. So if you've got a physical product that you're selling online, we have e-commerce businesses that use this. I'll give you an example. It's a company called Snack Nation used a quiz funnel to triple their online sales and grow to over $24 million a year on the back of a quiz. They sell a box of snacks using a quiz. So that's a physical product, right? You mentioned digital products. We have course creators and membership site owners and people who sell digital programs. I'll give you an example. Donna Schwartz, she's a former school teacher from New York City. She has a passion for music. She created a quiz funnel that teaches people how to play saxophone. She was able to quit her job as a teacher. She makes $150,000 a year net profit in her business teaching people saxophone online on the back of her quiz. So digital products is number 2. Number 3 is what we call client services. So if you are a coach, if you are a consultant, if you are a freelancer, if you have an agency, if you do any sort of work with clients, you work with a small number of clients in a deep way. We have so many coaches and consultants who use this path, use this model. I'll give you one example. I think of Morgan Gist McDonald. She is a coach that helps people who want to publish a book. So she helps people get their book published. She has a quiz, what publishing path is right for you? And she uses that quiz to help give people a roadmap and then get on the phone with people to discuss that roadmap and closes her clients into those prospects into clients. And she sells like a $15,000, $20,000 publishing package on the back of her quiz. So client services is, I've lost track, e-commerce, physical, digital products, coaching, consulting, client services, number 3. Number 4 is affiliate marketing. We have a lot of people who will use a quiz funnel to sell other people's products as an affiliate. And so think about a quiz as a way to sift and sort the right product for different people. So if you have like 3 products that you might sell, you can use a quiz to direct the right people to the right products in the right way. So that's the 4th type. And the final type is just for online lead generation. Anybody who's in the business of wanting to have more leads, one of my mentors once told me, Ryan, leads are the lifeblood of every business. And without leads, you don't have, it's like a garden that doesn't have any water, right? You need that water to feed your business. And so, we've got B2C companies, like business to consumer companies that generate tens of thousands of leads. We've got B2B companies that generate a small handful of the right leads. Like, for example, I think Jody Hoffman Daniels, she's a data and privacy consultant. So she works with big companies, B2B. She has a data privacy quiz that she uses to get her leads for her business. She was able to quit her job. She was working in corporate. She quit her job. She's now making over $1 million a year as a consultant in the data privacy space on the back of her quiz. So those are a few different types of businesses. To answer your question, it doesn't have to be techie when you have the right strategy, you've got the right resources, and you've got the right support to help make it all happen.
Wow, so versatile, man. I'm so excited about this private workshop that we've got coming up for our Mindset to Money members that you're leading. If you can just bullet point for us, just because I know we're only going to have 90 minutes. What are the key things that they're going to leave having taken away from that workshop that you're leading?
Yeah, great question. So we're going to cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. Number one, we're going to talk about the 3-step process to design and create your quiz. So actually how you do it step by step. We're going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to creating their quiz. We're going to talk about how to come up with your quiz questions. We're going to talk about how to come up with your quiz idea, so like the big idea behind your quiz. We're going to talk about the 3 types of quizzes and how to decide which one is right for you. We're going to talk about the technology, what's the best technology to use to make this all happen. And we're going to go through dozens of examples. Like if you're like me, I'm the type of person, I like to see examples. Like I want to see what this actually looks like. So we're going to go through dozens of examples in all sorts of different markets, different languages, different niches, different industries to really kind of paint a picture for what's possible. And for anybody who's interested in getting help, getting it done, we're going to have a special opportunity to do that as well. So we're going to cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I could not be more excited for our private workshop together.
Absolutely cannot wait. Well, look, I appreciate your time, my friend. I know you've got a lot to get done. We will see you soon. Again, everyone, this is Ryan Levesque. We'll see him in our Mindset to Money training. Thanks, Ryan.
Awesome. Thank you.